If you are an agent, a manager, a casting director, talent roster, production house, or any other entity that works with voice talent, we want you to meet our very special guest today on the Undisputed Talent to Watch podcast. I'm your host, Crystal Lee, model, actor, belly dancer, and military veteran. Always gotta shout out to my Air Force brothers and sisters and military brothers and sisters. Thanks for everything you guys do out there. And today, I'd like to introduce our very special guest, Gregg Stepp. Ah!
Hello. Nice to see you, Crystal. How are you?
Nice to see you too. Nice to meet you
You
finally.
yeah, same, actually. It's like I've been watching these and I feel like I know you.
Oh.
I feel like we've been long lost friends. It's like you're on the other side of that. You haven't known anything about me.
But you know what? We are all part of the Go Get It family. So
absolutely. So we all have Corey in common.
That's exactly right. I love that, Corey in common. That's actually
isn't that an 80s sitcom?
It could be either that or it's going to be.
Don't tell him I said that.
It'll be the next podcast.
Corey in common. We need a jingle for that. Absolutely. So yeah, the Go Get It family. It's like as you know, it's one of those things where you are either part of it or you're not part of it. And when you know, and you're either drawn in or you're pushed away, right? As Corey likes to say, it's either you like me or you don't. I don't care one way or the other. But yeah, Corey is like, once you understand what you're getting into, it's if you think that that's going to help you, you know you're on the right track.
Yep.
So for me, though, like you've got a varied background. I also have a varied background. I unfortunately did not serve in the military, but thank you for your service. But everything from retail to manufacturing, all across the board. And then I was in radio more recently before I got into voiceover. So it's like sort of fell into it by doing rip and reads, as they call them in the industry. It's like after you get off the air, you go in and you read your 4 or 5 30-second spots, and then you get to go home, but you got to get through that first, right? So that was my training, was going in there and trying to actually sound like I cared about what I was talking about. Even though I had no idea who these people were or what I was doing. It could be a funeral home one day, or it could be a car dealer the next day, right? I mean, seriously, that's the kind of variation that we did. So that was kind of a weird training. And when I got out of radio, I had to break some habits that I had back then. I mean, this is my voice. I talk like this, and it's like I do project. So it's like naturally, that's what I talk like. So people are always like, well, tell me what you sounded like on the radio. I'm like, well, this was it. This was like, I talk like this, you know what I mean? I didn't really do, hey, coming up next on blah, blah, blah. That wasn't my style. It was a rock radio station or multiple rock radio stations. And then we would do the commercials. And so I tried to give those as much attention as I could at the time. And obviously we were doing other things. So I really never thought twice about doing it after radio or professionally at all, at a later date. And then, radio sort of ended in a weird way, as radio does for a lot of people in these last few years. And I thought, wow, well, I really miss it. I miss that kind of communication. And so I sought out some friends who were doing VO, and they gave me some recommendations, and they set me up with I'm not sure if you know the name, a woman by the name of Maurice Tobias. And she's well known for breaking people of habits. Right. And so this was a while ago. So I haven't worked with her in probably 7 or 8 years. I've done a lot of other coaching since then. But I still, one day I'm going to go back, but she scares me for a good reason. She's the best at what she does. And she's just, she is frank with you, and she will break you down, and she will get you to where you need to be. And so she broke a lot of habits that I had, or helped me break a lot of habits that I had. Obviously she had to pull it out of me, but and now it's like I'm trying to get back onto the promo side of things outside of commercial. And so I've been, trying to train with Joe Cipriano and get some of his masterclass going right now. And it's some of the weird part about that is you go back into the projection again. So I'm kind of like, and I'm sort of reserved when I do certain reads. So it's like, he's like, no, I need more of that. I'm like, oh God, I got to go back the other way. So as you know, everything we do is a moving target, right?
Yeah.
So it's give me conversational, give me announcer, give me this, give me that. So you got to be a jack of all trades, or a Jane of all trades, as you will. And it's just so much fun to do. And right now, like I told you off camera,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm still technically part-time in the VO world, even though I've booked some decent gigs over the years. And I still get some interesting stuff here and there. And I am a consistent automotive voice for a dealership group in the Northeast, and I have been doing their stuff for 15 years. So it's just been, an interesting journey. And I look at it as my retirement plan at this point. It's like when I
Yeah.
decide to retire, hopefully I'll go full time before then, but one way or the other, I'm going to do this the rest of my life. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So that's basically been my journey to get to where I am now. And it's some fun credits here and there, and some interesting things come along. And I do audition multiple times a week still for all kinds of stuff. And I sometimes get shortlisted, I sometimes book, and I sometimes never hear again. Right, as we all know, it's like you either in it or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's really the story.
So what's been so you sound like you are a super versatile guy. What's been your favorite genre like throughout your time working in VO or genres, I guess?
Well, I mean, I think that what I really wanted to do when I started was get into promo, and that's sort of how I got referred to Maurice at that point. And it was like I just wanted to do TV stuff, right? I thought, wow,
Mm-hmm.
I could just do TV stuff. That'll be awesome. Little did I know how hard it was to break into promo,
Mm-hmm.
and I sort of went the other way and decided to go, okay, I'm going to go commercial and really just hone this and see what I can do and see who I can be in this genre of, or multiple genres. And it's like I turned into kind of like, I sort of have like, I think I get sort of pigeonholed into the Mike Rowe.
Oh.
Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like that
Yep.
sometimes, because I deliver that so easily a lot of times, that seems like
Yeah.
where I always land.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I've shortlisted some things for John Deere, I've booked some things for Budweiser, and it's like you end up being kind of like in that wheelhouse. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, that's a very packed lane in some agencies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's trying to differentiate yourself at all times, and hopefully you have a different sound,
Yeah.
and it's all about that. I don't take anything personally in this business, because you can't, what I mean? So it's like you send it out there, you put the best thing you possibly could out there, and the person that's listening on the other end, just it wasn't what you didn't fit that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you might have been top 10, or you might have been, the first choice, and then they said, oh, wait a minute, this guy's available, let's go back that way.
Mm-hmm.
I've done some auditions where I've heard, the commercial later on, and I realize it's a celebrity voice. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, well, I had no chance. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's like, why even put the audition out there? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Were you trying to save money, or were you just like negotiating with them? I don't know
yeah,
what the deal.
exactly. So
But
segueing
yeah.
into that, how has so you and I have both worked with Corey. How has
Hmm.
he helped you with your VO journey?
Well, Corey is the when you realize, like me, I've been in marketing for, I don't know, now we're looking at 20 years, something like that, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, if you look at the idea that you're good at marketing for other people,
Mm-hmm.
you're not always good at marketing for yourself, and it's like, and when Corey and I first talked, I think I likened it to having a swing coach if you're a golfer. It's like even the pros have swing coaches. So Corey is kind of like a Swiss Army knife swing coach for me,
Yeah.
and he's an encourager, because I mean, you can tell I don't have a problem talking,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a problem being out there on my own and doing my own thing, right? So it's like consistently putting video out has been a challenge for me. Consistently marketing myself has been a challenge for me in that way. And and when I do it and I'm consistent for a little while, I see results, right? And when I
Mm-hmm.
slack off, I don't see results, and everything kind of slips backwards. And so my challenge, obviously, having a full-time job during the day, is that some weeks are busier than others, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I do get, I fall off the wagon. And it's like I do come home and I audition, I do come home and I do other things, and it's like we have lives, and I do try to make it two full-time jobs, honestly, and it's like as much as possible. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Corey's the inspiring. He's the one that's like, don't let up, don't let up, don't let up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like he's telling you something you don't know, but he
Mm-hmm.
tells you in a way that makes you understand that it's important to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, for your success is important to him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's cool when he texts, or I text him and he texts right back. It's like, dude, this guy really cares.
Yeah.
So That's
Yep.
really what I take away from Corey, is just the idea that you really do have somebody in your corner,
Hmm.
and he really does care about your success.
Yeah, I love that. I know consistency has always, especially on this show, it's always, one of the highest things that every single guest has, talked about. Um, but also, I really appreciate how um, he kind of tailors his coaching, to each individual client. So,
Totally.
for folks that do have full-time jobs, or, they're going through some things, whatever they are, everybody has like
Everybody has lives, right?
yeah, they have some kind of something going on in their life. I love how he can bring it back and be like the gentler Corey, which, oh no, I'm talking about gentle Corey.
Well, he's never yelled at
No,
me.
no, no, he hasn't. But I
It's
love
come close. It's come very close.
but I love how, he takes everything into account, and the encouragement of, you do what you can, even if it's one thing a day. If you have to pull it back to one thing a week, or like two things a week or something, as long as you are consistent with that, it's
Exactly.
gonna work. So yeah.
Absolutely.
It's
It's like, the LinkedIn posts, it's like, landed a second agent that way, like
Mhm.
for a little while. And it's like every time I do it, it's like I end up talking to somebody that I haven't talked to in a while. That's like, I didn't even know you did this, and it's like,
Mhm.
oh, well, yeah, now call me for what you need. So, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
actually, yeah, expand on that a little bit. What results have you gotten from it?
Well, I mean, I have like even old friends, like I've got a buddy who's in the video game industry, and
Mhm.
not as producing video games, but he's an ancillary provider. So he has a service that's sort of tied to video games, and it's like I would love to tell you about it right now, but he's still in launch mode. But
Yeah.
I did some videos for him while he was pitching for capital. You know what I mean? So it's like
Mhm.
just these people that they don't even know you're doing this, and it's like you just expose yourself a little bit, and they say, oh yeah, hey man, I didn't realize that, I would love to come to you for this. And that, well, duh, why am I not telling more people? And that's what Corey would say, why are you not telling more people? So yeah, so that's really, I mean, like I said, every time I do something, make an action of some sort, even if it's offline,
Mhm.
every action results in some sort of little step forward. And it's my and I say, and not everybody knows this, but my my efforts obviously are different than someone else's, or different than someone else's. And
Mhm.
chipping away from me has been very different than it could be for somebody else. But the idea that you're chipping away is the
Mhm.
most important piece, right? And
Mhm.
sure, some days I'm using a big chisel, and some days I'm using a jackhammer, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just use something, as Corey would say, right? Do something.
Yep.
And there's things that I know that I should be doing better. And when Corey watches this, he'll be like, yeah, there are plenty of them. And he'll probably text me and go, yeah, I know, so do some of that.
But self-awareness, that's the first step.
Yeah, and it's also the problem when you're supposed to be doing it. It makes it even worse, right?
Oh yeah, believe me. I'm almost there, getting back into it, cuz even I know it's hard to believe. No, just kidding. Yeah, even me, like I had to take a lull, like after I had my son. Um I think we talked about this off camera as well, or right before the interview started.
Hmm.
Um how sometimes we underestimate our abilities to juggle multiple things,
Absolutely.
time, and to manage our time. And when you're hit in the face with reality, um, things things tend to get shifted around. And
It's
I
true, yeah.
and you can't, I mean, yeah, you could be hard on yourself, but you could also, again, punch reality back in the face and be like, okay, I got the message. I'm going to do what I can. And as things get a little easier, and not just me, but, other people out there get used to their
Absolutely.
circumstance, it tends to get easier. And as long as you don't quit and you just keep going, even if it's like not even baby steps, like even just like clawing, you know,
Yeah,
inch by
absolutely.
inch, as long as you don't stop, you'll you'll be successful. that's the thing, you know? And
It's like Corey says, it's all the time. It's your system, right? If you don't have a
mhm,
system in place, you will fail, right? Because it's like you don't have a way to consistently continue to keep working, right?
yeah.
And as you can tell by having a toddler in the
Oh,
house, the systems really get challenged when you have other things in your face, right? So it's I don't, without getting into, I don't want to go into a woe is me moment, but like right after Christmas, I lost a job of 11 years, right? So it was like
oh,
I ended up having to shift gears and kind of go into job search mode because I really couldn't just double down on VO in my current life situation. I got a daughter that's getting ready to go to college. I have
oh,
real things I have to deal with that I can't just go and chase my dream. You know what I mean? So it's
mhm.
sadly I didn't do it when I was in my 20s. Well, I did do it. I was on the radio for 15 years, but 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 now it's like I have to have responsibility to others. And so,
Mhm,
I had to really kind of double down, and my full-time job became finding another job, and it was luckily I was able to do it fairly quickly and move into something different. But now I have the different world where I'm now learning a different place's operations and learning a different company and learning what their needs are so that I can actually help them succeed in their marketing.
mhm.
And so it's like the challenges don't stop. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of how can you work around them. And so as I get used to what I'm doing now, I can start moving back into some of what I was trying to do before. And, you just roll with the punches and keep moving forward. So
Mhm. I also love the cross utilization of different skills that you learn in, different areas of your life, like all the stuff that you learned from Corey, or, certain things that you've learned from Corey, you could use them in your new job, whether it's like
absolutely.
processes or whatever, and then stuff that you learned from your new job, or their processes, if it works for you, you can incorporate that into your life. Like, that is, I always feel like the our time here alive, that's like one of the lessons, or the fun things that we get to experience and learn. So
And hopefully you're
um
building on things all the time, right? It's like my
yeah.
favorite word in the English language is perspective.
Hmm.
It's like you have one or you're born with one, you sort of develop your own along the way, and
Hmm.
then hopefully you're seeking out new ones all the time, right? And
Hmm.
your perspective is evolving and you're seeing things and people differently based on your experiences.
Hmm.
So it's like hopefully that's a good way to get through life is, you can see others for what they bring to the table and you can hopefully add on to their contribution too. It's like leave
Hmm.
it better than what we found it.
Yep. And with that, thank you so much for being on the show. Is Could you share with the audience how they can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's Gregg Stepp. Everything's GreggStepp, right?
Hmm.
When I was little, my mom, when she named me, she was like, Gregory is one thing, but since it's Stepp is your last name, we're gonna put two G's on the end of Greg. So, so it's GreggStepp, and it's at Gregg Stepp everywhere else. So it's LinkedIn Gregg Stepp. I mean, if you want to find me, GreggStepp.com. It's like that's where I am. It's all past work, all my demos, everything. You'll find them there, and easy way to get a hold of me. Can't miss.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And before we leave, can I get a fist bump?
Oh, of
Ba-boom.
course.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. It has been an absolute pleasure spending time with you, Greg. And thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Undisputed Talent to Watch podcast. And we'll see you next time.